My rights as a citizen are being stripped away because of my gender. My country of Canada is a sexist country. I live in a sexist country. It's following the steps of the UK, of Great Britain. Now look at this. New justice bill targets femicide, coercive control, and deepfake abuse. Now, this is 1984 speak right here, right? Justice means injustice. But anyway, we'll get into this and we'll hear what these people have to say.
CTV's Abigail Beeman outlines the changes to the Justice Bill and why it's significant. Abigail.
Sandy, it's a wide-ranging 158-page bill that aims to both crack down.
It's wide range. It's wide range. In other words, all us guys, almost every rule, anything that we can, any kind of interaction with women can be seen as a criminal act.
On gender violence and protect children, especially.
These monsters always hide behind the children, always. How is it protecting children when boys are considered the bad guys? These people are evil.
Online.
That happened on Mother's Day 2003.
A survivor of attempted intimate partner femicide, Neka McGregor.
That, for the fact that Canada uses that disgusting, man-hating term, femicide, it doesn't exist. It's like white-icide. Guys, I want you to think about this. It's like white-icide. A white man was killed by a black man or a Hispanic man. You know, that these upper-class white men got to be protected by these subhuman minorities, right? So we got to crank the laws down hard on these minority men. That's what's going on here.
McGregor feels lucky she didn't end up a statistic. In 2024, 187 women in Canada were killed violently.
187? Our country has 30 million people. That's nothing. How many men were killed violently in 2024? Just a minute. Maybe I'll check out the 254 men were killed violently, right? And how many of those men were murdered by women? Exactly. So again, there are no women's issues. Whatever women suffer, either women don't suffer it, or when they do, men suffer it more. So they're using this tiny little number to strip the rights of men away. My rights as a human being. Canada, you're a sick country.
I've spent the last 2+ decades advocating for a lot of the changes that...
Okay, then I don't believe your bullshit story then. You were almost killed by your partner. Was he jailed? If he was, then there's nothing. So this woman's using some bullshit story to attack the men of the country, right? You are a disgusting bigot. You are the KKK here in Canada.
Have been proposed today.
McGregor says the Liberals' new legislation goes a long way to end gender-based violence.
What do you say about Liberals? It's 1984, guys. When they say liberal, they mean anti-liberal. They mean authoritarian. The authoritarian segment of the Canadian government is now stripping away the rights of men.
Especially the move to make femicide classified as first-degree murder.
Can you imagine if white-icide, right? We can't have white people killed by minority people. I mean, they're so much above them, right? That's what they're saying here.
And a new criminal offense for certain types of coercive and controlling behaviors.
Did you hear that? Coercive, controlling. And you've got to realize how to translate this into truth. In other words, if a man argues with his wife or his girlfriend, it's criminal. That's what it is. They can throw on any label and just say, you're guilty of this, and it's time to throw you behind bars.
To help stop abuse before it's too late.
We have an opportunity to better protect kids who are at risk of exploitation.
Why are you talking about kids? This is femicide. You lying sack. You lying sack. At least you cowards should be honest and say this is about women, period.
And to address very real concerns about violence against women, including violence that could be fatal.
If passed, C-16 will restore a dozen mandatory minimum penalties previously found unconstitutional.
See, these feminists never stop. They were found unconstitutional, but they just keep hammering. That's why feminism has to be considered a hate movement, which it is. It has to be classified as what it actually is. Because if you don't, they're allowed, like they would never allow the KKK to go in there and run rampant like they do.
But also give courts some discretion to order shorter sentences to address the problem of potential charter infringement. The bill also makes it illegal to distribute deepfakes without someone's consent.
Unless.
Yeah, right. Deepfakes. Now, how many guys actually do that? Are deepfakes going to be used to stop men from providing evidence? You have to understand what these are about. So if a guy shows evidence in court, like, look, this is her attacking me, they can say that's a deepfake. That's not real. Now you're going to jail for that. You have to understand what these evil people are about.
You do XYZ, then I'm going to share that with your family. I am going to post it to all of your friends. And
this is the one-way street, by the way, because they're not making this law against women doing this, are they? So they're going to let women destroy the reputation of their partners, but not vice versa, right? They're not going to let the men, that is, show what women are actually about. That would be a deep fake, right?
Children are rightfully terrified.
This side.
Shut up about children, you lying sack.
Security expert says the bill closes a critical loophole and legislation.
These same women who go on about children, they're all for abortion. And they'll ship children in custody of abusive mothers. These people don't give a shit about children.
Is long overdue.
The delay in introducing this law has had a profound effect on kids.
Yeah, not on kids. It has a profound effect on men's rights. That is, men having equal rights to women. I'm going to bypass this evil bitch. No, she's done.
There is some overlap from the beleaguered Trudeau-era online harms bill, mainly the...
Trudeau was a disgusting male feminist. Now we got rid of that monster. And what they do, Canada just keeps rolling.
Requirement for internet service providers to notify police about any child porn. But the Justice Minister says this is not a copy and paste. He hopes to have the support of all parties to pass this.
No, they really want to get after us. Now, I want to point something else. When I made my video on Helen Smith here, Life is a Nightmare said, young men are more obsessed with trans women than they care about their rights. I don't know about whether you all are in the same experience, but I have. And Late Signal says trans women and immigrants. Now, you think these guys are wrong? Let's see the incredible comments from the people in the comment section. There's only 6. Here's the first one. What about no exception deporting non-citizens who commit heinous crimes? Dipshit. Our rights as men are being stripped. And you're worried about another group of men to go after. Deporting non-citizens, it's always male. citizens, by the way. That's what these guys leave out. So they're saying, oh, you're going to clamp down on my rights? Can't you see we should get together and clamp down on their rights? Those men are the bad guys, right? And look at this a-hole. But what is a woman? What's this got to do with anything? Alpha Wolf, that's his name says everything. What's this got to do with anything? See, he's obsessed over trans women. Genius, your rights are being stripped away. Look at this guy. Canada is on the fast track to fund, give residency, and give taxpayer money to foreign doctors. So he's talking about foreign men. There's another group of men that's getting it easy. We should go after them. And of course, Canada is a joke. No, it's not a joke. This is serious shit. This is serious shit, Mac. When the KKK shows up for a lynching, people don't go, oh, that's just a joke. No. Like the gallows humor has to die. Now, of course, you look at the defining femicide, right? In criminal code, under specific circumstances, including intimate partner killings. Just a minute, the phone's going. Sorry about that. I said, now back to this. Femicide, criminal code under specific conditions, including intimate partner killings involving patterns of control. Now, you have to understand what this means. Patterns of control. In other words, the man argues with his woman. He doesn't submit. He fights back. So you can use that to jail him. Criminalizing coercive control. That's something women do to men all the time, by the way. Right? As a standalone offense. So the man doesn't have to actually commit any kind of criminal act. He just has to put his foot down and put boundaries up and say, no, you cannot do this. I'm not allowing you to do this to me. That will be considered coercive. I'm sorry about the language. Coercive control. Allowing law enforcement to intervene before violence escalates. In other words, the woman calls up, my husband's arguing with me, he won't let me have my way, and they come and they arrest him. Do you understand what that means? Automatically elevate certain murders to first degree when linked to gender-based motives or history of abuse. So if this guy who's had a history of arguing with his wife backs out of the driveway and accidentally knocks her over, it won't be manslaughter. It's automatically. It's like when the peasants accidentally killed the nobleman, he gets hanged. That's what this is about. Now, address modern threats such as non-consensual deepfake pornography. Now, we know what that means. It means that if a man has any kind of visual, like recorded evidence to protect himself with, all they have to do is say that's a lie, that's a deepfake, that's not real, and throw him behind bars. Now, remember, this is all one way. Women can do all these evil acts to men in real life, not the bullshit that they're calling, right? And what can I say? I mean, I'm a second-class citizen. Matter of fact, I'm not even a citizen. Even a second-class citizen would have more rights than this. And the sad part is, when I point this out to my fellow guys, they don't give a shit. Well, they do, but they hang their heads. They take it. They'll just say, "Oh, well, this won't happen to me. If I'm good, it won't happen to me." Canada, where are you? Canada, you are a disgusting country. I live in a disgusting, subhuman country. And I don't deserve your evil.